Cut the tape with the box knife. Tilt the box over and lift the box from the machine. Remove the metal pan, belt, hand wheel, and any other accessories that may be on the outside of the styrofoam. Cut the tape with the box knife. Gently lay the styrofoam box flat on the ground. Lift the upper half of the styrofoam packaging from the machine. Stand the machine up by tilting the styrofoam packaging up and secure the machine as it gently tilts out of the styrofoam and lays flat on the ground. Remove the plastic from the machine. Parts overview. Metal pan nails. Machine hinge, which attaches to the table with corresponding screws, as well as rubber feet with corresponding screws. Belt, oiler, hand wheel, metal pan. Bobbin winder. Flathead screwdrivers. Thread stand assembly parts. Complete knee lift assembly parts. Thread guide rods, pressure foot tension screw, needles, bobbins, machine tilt dowel, accessories box. Start by securing the hinges to the table with the wood screws provided. Be careful not to over-tighten the screws. Secure the rubber stoppers to the table with wood screws. The screws should fit snugly over the rubber stopper. The screw should push into the rubber stopper by 1 to 2 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch. Do not over-tighten these screws. Slide the pan down into the large opening with the hole on the pan towards the back of the machine. Center the pan in the opening. The holes on the lip of the metal pan should be 1 inch from the surface of the table. Use the nails provided to secure it in place. With the table turned upside down, Place the silver rod with the two A stands over the hole so that the rod goes over the first quarter of the hole in the metal pan. The A stands will rest evenly spaced on the wood table. Slide the knee lifter on the rod and line it up to the center of the pan hole. Secure the A stand side closest to the motor first with 2 wood screws. Then slide the travel limiter onto the rod so that the protruding lip catches the A stand you just secured to the table. Now slide the knee lift coupler onto the silver rod. Place the A stand back on the silver rod and secure it to the table with 2 wood screws. The A stand should be aligned to each other and perpendicular to the pan. Test the fit again to assure that the machine lift lever is not colliding against the metal pan. Carefully lift the machine using both hands and gently place it into position on the table. The 2 hooks on the back of the machine will fall into place on the hinges already installed on the table. Take the machine rest dowel rod and gently tap it into place with a mallet. Now tilt the machine back and help it down slowly so it rests on the dowel. Do not let it slam on the dowel. Installing thread stand. Slide the lower thread stand arm to the lower post about 1/4 of the way down. Tighten with the number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Install the thread spool rods to the lower arm by inserting the rods into the holes and first putting the lock washer, followed by the nut and tightening them down. Place the coupler over the bottom rod and tighten firmly with number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Insert the top pole into the coupler and tighten firmly. Slide the upper thread guide arm also 1/4 of the way down and tighten firmly. Slide the thread spool cups onto the rods until they click into place. Slide the foam pads followed by the spool centering guides onto the rods. Remove the nut and washer from the bottom of the thread stand rod, leaving behind the rubber washer and the metal washer on the rod. Insert the rod into the hole of the table, then secure it in place with the metal washer first, followed by the nut, and tighten securely. The thread stand should be facing forward so that it does not interfere with the tilting of the machine. Go under the table and make sure that the knee lift lever is in the center of the bearing on the knee lift actuator. You might have to loosen the screw holding the knee lift lever to make this adjustment. Once in place, tighten the screw well. Tighten the bolt of the travel limiter with the elbow of the knee lift touching the actuator bearing. Insert the knee lift pad rod into the knee lift coupler about halfway and secure it in place with bolts. Tighten the upper bolt of the knee lift coupler so that the bar is parallel to the ground. Test the knee pad to see if the pressure foot goes up and down. You can make adjustments to the knee lift lever by loosening the screws, holding it in place and moving it up towards the machine bearing to get more elevation, or further away to get less elevation. There are two flat spots on the hand wheel drive shaft. The two set screw holes on the hand wheel will correspond with the two flat spots on the drive shaft. Slide the hand wheel onto the drive shaft with the small end towards the machine, assuring that the two set screw holes align with the flat spots on the drive shaft. Do not push the hand wheel all the way onto the shaft. The end of the shaft should be aligned to the inner edge of the hand wheel opening as demonstrated here. Tighten the set screws using a flathead screwdriver.
And finally, tighten the black screw.
Slide the belt through the opening in the table. The belt will fit between the belt guard and onto the groove of the lower pulley of the motor. Tilt the machine towards the back of the table and place the belt on the hand wheel belt groove. Make sure the belt is not twisted. You can see in this demonstration the correct amount of tension. Using a mallet or hammer, gently tap the post into place until they are secured. The holes should be perpendicular to the machine. The holes should face the front and the back of the machine. Pressure foot lift and lower lever. To move the roller out of the way, you must first lift the roller using the lever, then push the roller down and out. To put the roller back into position, simply push it back in towards the needle and it will snap into place. This is the reverse lever. Push it down to sew backwards, release it to sew normally. Stitch length dial. The higher the number on the dial, the longer the stitch length will be. Depending on the type of material you're using, you may need to adjust the pressure of the presser foot. Turn the dial clockwise to increase the pressure and turn the dial counterclockwise to decrease the pressure.
Once the desired pressure is achieved, tighten the nut to lock the dial in place.
In this video, I'll show you how to oil your KS-820. Using this oil can, starting from the top, The cover with the 2 screws, you want to apply a generous amount of oil in that hole. It holds a sponge that holds the oil and drips it slowly into the machine. Next to it, towards the front, is a little black grommet. You want to insert the tip of the oiler into it and give it a good squirt. On all the other holes, about 3 to 5 drops of oil will suffice, and you can do this on a daily basis.